The first crack didn't come from a scream or a confession. It came from a text that buzzed my phone while I was tying my shoes. He'll be there tonight. Please don't make it weird. No name. No explanation. Just that. I stare at the screen longer than I should have, my chest tightening as if my body understood something my mind refused to accept. I typed back, who? Then deleted it. I didn't want to look insecure. I didn't want to be that husband. So I locked my phone, took a breath, and told myself I was overthinking. I'd gotten good at that lately. The party was already loud when we arrived. Music thumping through polished floors, laughter spilling from every corner. My wife, Lena, looked stunning. She always did. But tonight, there was something different. A nervous energy. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes, and she kept scanning the room like she was waiting for someone. I noticed the missed calls on her phone. When she handed it to me to hold while she fixed her hair, 3 from the same contact. No name, just initials. You okay? I asked. Work stuff, she said quickly. Too quickly. You know how it is. I nodded. I always nodded. Then it happened. She took my hand and led me toward a group near the bar. A tall man stood there, relaxed, confident, wearing the kind of smile that comes from knowing exactly where you stand with someone. This is Mark, Lena said. My work partner. She said it casually, lightly, like those words hadn't been rehearsed. Mark extended his hand. I've heard a lot about you. His grip was firm, familiar. Something inside me went quiet. Not angry, not explosive, just still. I watched how Lena stood a little closer to him than necessary, how her laugh softened when he spoke, how she avoided my eyes. I smiled, calmly. Nice to finally meet you. And then I stepped aside, not dramatically, not to make a scene. I just moved, like I was giving them space, like I already knew where I didn't belong. As the night went on, I saw things I couldn't unsee. How they leaned toward each other, heads close. How she touched his arm when she laughed. How she checked her phone and looked up immediately to find him in the crowd. I tried to tell myself it was innocent, that I was projecting. That marriage makes you paranoid if you let it. But doubt has a sound when it settles in. A low, steady hum that drowns out logic. At one point, I walked past the hallway leading to the balcony and heard her voice. Soft, intimate. Not here, she whispered. Please. I didn't confront her. I didn't storm out. I stayed, watched, learned. Later that night, while she danced with friends, her phone buzzed on the table beside me. I didn't plan to look. I really didn't. But the screen lit up with a message preview. I hate pretending. I wish we didn't have to hide. My hands trembled as I unlocked the phone. There it was. Weeks of messages. Late nights. Inside jokes. Complaints about me. About how I wouldn't understand. How she felt alive again. I felt stupid. For trusting. For defending her when my friends joked about her work husband. For remembering anniversaries she forgot. For believing love meant loyalty by default. When I finally confronted her, it wasn't loud. I know, I said quietly in the car. She froze. Know what? About you and Mark. Silence filled the space between us. Heavy, final. She cried. She said it wasn't planned. That it just happened. That she felt unseen. Lonely. Confused. I listened because part of loving someone is wanting to understand, even when it hurts. I never meant to hurt you, she said. I know, I replied, but you did. That was the moment something shifted. I realized betrayal doesn't always come from cruelty. Sometimes it comes from weakness, from people who don't leave when they should and don't stay when they promise. We didn't fix things that night, or the next. Some breaks don't shatter loudly. They split slowly, quietly, until you realize there's nothing left holding the pieces together. Weeks later, I moved out. I packed memories into boxes, photos, notes, a life I thought was solid. The house felt lighter without the lies, heavier without the love. I don't hate her. I don't forgive her either. I'm somewhere in between, learning how to stand alone again. But I learned this. When someone introduces another person into your marriage, no matter what they call them, you should listen to the part of yourself that steps aside, because sometimes that quiet step is the first act of self-respect.